Hey everyone, thanks for joining me here on Wilder Bliss. Today we're going to be exploring the Florissant fossil bed here about 20 miles west of Pikes Peak. This area was once the site of a major volcanic eruption, which preserved a lot of the flora from that time. Particularly interesting, there are some petrified redwood stumps that we're going to be looking at, so stick around, we're going to check that out. I got in for free since for some reason the Park Service set it up to where they only take card and their card machine wasn't working, so kind of worked out. Alright, so I'm no expert, but I'll try to break it down. Basically, 34 to 56 million years ago during the Eocene Geologic period, there was a major volcano that erupted from the Guppy complex, I believe. Now, when it erupted, there was what is called a lahar, which is basically a pyroclastic mud flow, which if you look up videos of Mount St. Helens eruption, you'll just see like a river of trees and mud. What's fortunate for geologists and paleontologists and paleoclimatologists is that it encapsulated a lot of the life during that time. Alright, now, as you can see behind me, this is the first of one of the giant redwood stumps. These were apparently buried about 15 feet deep below the surface of the debris, which, after millions of years of mineralization, leaves this. I wish this camera could do justice how big this is. Alright, let's go check out some of these other ones. Now obviously they are covered to preserve them from the elements. Alright, over here we got 3 redwood stumps clumped together. So apparently these are actually part of the same tree. Basically, they are clones of the parent tree. Can you imagine, as a homesteader coming across these, I'm wondering what the hell are these tree rocks, which is essentially what they are. You can see parts of it breaking off, which is incredible to think that it's survived here this long. But it's amazing how you can still see the texture of the tree bark after millions of years. They have these little weather monitors set up to monitor the weather. Oh look, there's a little bird's nest. You have a unique home, my friend. So actually, this area was once home to 19 sovereign indigenous nations, including the Ute, the Hircaria Apache Nation. I just butcher pronunciation, so forgive me. The Navajo, Sioux, Cheyenne, Arapaho, Kiowa, Comanche, Northern Cheyenne, Pueblo of Acoma, just so many. You little guy. Or gal. Now, while there were some critters preserved in fossil from that era, it is mostly plants or trace fossils. Trace fossils are basically like leaves and footprints, not necessarily, skeletons. Most of the fauna preserved during that time, I don't know if they really classify as fauna, would be insects, fish, water scorpion, dragonfly, caddisfly larva. So imagine this area with a totally different climate. This used to be basically a lake bed, which is why there are fish and insects preserved here. So this stump you see behind me, which is referred to as the Big Stump, was about 500 to 1,000 years old when it was buried in the Lahar. It was about 70 meters tall. Gotta sit down here and get some water. So actually, all this dirt you see here behind the redwood stump was mud from the Lahar. It's very fine. Wow, look at all these pine cones. Look, there's actually a piece broken off right there. Don't know if you can see it, but there's a little chipmunk perched on top of it. Hey, bud. I'll be honest, I wish I was going camping tonight, because it's gonna be the last really nice day in probably quite a while, I think. It's about 60 degrees today. It's perfect. This Friday is gonna drop down quite a bit, I think. probably 40s, which I don't mind. We're still gonna go camping, but that's why I wanted to get out and ride today, because especially for riding, it's probably gonna be one of the last nice days in a while. It's not gonna stop us though. You know, that's what's crazy about fossils, is that over millions of years, it turns organic matter into mineral or rock. You know, that's pretty crazy. Atom by atom. So I was just reading here, there's actually a stump purchased by Walt Disney before the monument was established, and that stump is now at Disneyland Park. Interesting. So I believe there were actually more petrified tree stumps exposed before the monument was established, and for preservation, some of them were buried. Also, I know there's some private land kind of south that way where there are, of course, more fossil remnants and probably some petrified stumps. Thank God. Apparently in the 60s, they were considering developing this area. They've already destroyed a lot of beautiful land with developments. Alright, so I think those are pretty much all of the redwoods that we have access to. So probably gonna go inside here and check out some of the information and exhibits. I'll probably share some of that with you. other trees that were actually here, along with the redwood. There was the false cedar, the willow, poplar, golden rain tree, several extinct birch and beech, and elm, hickory, and maple. So there are actually some fossils of fauna that were preserved as well, just not in abundance. Fish fossil. We got some flies, beetles, wasps. Fish vomit. Okay.
Fish vomit. Okay.
Alright, so I just got my sandwich here, and how could you resist eating your lunch next to some petrified redwood stumps? So, I'm gonna sit here and enjoy it. Well guys, as much as I'd love to hang around and walk around this area, explore some of these trails, the day is getting on, so I think we're gonna go ahead and end it for this video. But if you enjoyed and found this interesting and or entertaining, go ahead and subscribe and like, and come along for some more adventures.